everybody.
Good morning. Door is closed. Good morning, everyone. Before we begin, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we gather today, CommBank Stadium. I pay my respect to the elders, past, present, and emerging. Are you also all getting excited as we are? It's getting close. It's getting real. Lucy, thank you very much for joining us here today. I think from today on, the momentum will just grow and grow, right? So we're very excited about the Asia Cup here on home soil, and obviously very excited about great preparation that Matildas had so far with the team. Very proud what the organizing committee has done so far, and obviously very proud to host this competition on Australian soil. It's a competition that showcases multiculturalism, and football is at the heart of multiculturalism. And what a better place to show that here in the heart where the communities come together in Western Sydney. So I had a look at the stats. It's 1.4 million people with Chinese heritage living in Australia, 1.1 with Indian heritage, over 400,000 with European heritage. So this tournament, no doubt, will excite the entire country. But what better team to excite and ignite Australia than the CommBank Matildas? You all have the memories of 2023. Probably everyone knows where you were. Penalty shootout. I definitely know. My daughter was hiding under the blanket. She couldn't watch, and I'm sure we'll have got great moments at this tournament. So thanks again for all of you for joining us today. Thank you, Joe, for being here. And let's go to the main act. I'm sure you've got lots of questions. Oh, over to you.
The main act. Thanks, Martin. I really appreciate the introduction, and prepared was the word that really resonated. And we're happy to announce a squad that is confident, is prepared for this amazing tournament. But thank you all for coming, and we look forward to some magic moments in this squad that we've selected going forward. Questions, I believe. I'm running the show here. Oh, good. Okay. I like it.
Joe, can you just give us an update on Mary, where she's at since returning a couple of weeks ago, since the WSL, and how much of a role you expect to be able to play in this tournament?
Yeah, it was important that we managed with obviously Manchester City her return, and it was actually a really structured return. We actually probably had her fit at about 9 months returning, but she was great. Said she'd like a little bit of time coming back, but she's been training with the squad now for a couple of months, and playing some minutes, and she's ready to go, and now she's in good shape.
Is there any reason why she hasn't played the past couple of weeks? Do you know, or is she okay?
I think it was an organised sort of load management, just sort of giving her the minutes that right for now. And all the reports I'm getting out of City is that we're preparing her for the Asian Cup. So,
just on that, any minutes restrictions when she's available for the Matildas, or will she be fully ready to go?
She's been training fully, and all we're going to do is assess each game and which is the best line to tackle each game. And, Mary could feature from the start. Mary could come in the last 20 minutes. We'll just assess each game goes.
Joe, there's been some interesting and almost unusual selections in this squad, particularly players who haven't been part of camps since you've been in charge. Can you take us into the principles of the decision-making, particularly around those players who were on the edge of selection?
Yeah, I mean, it's always a tough decision. It's always an interesting sort of process leading up into it. But we had a cut-off time to get the squad announced, or the squad into AFC and FIFA. So the biggest thing for me to make sure that the nature of the tournament, it being such a short tournament and quick turnaround, is that we have players who were consistently playing and ready to play. We weren't in a position to bring players in that were sort of coming back from injury or coming back from situations where we had to modify them through the camp. We just didn't have that opportunity. But the beauty of it and the biggest thing for me was to find good balance in the squad, good balance that each scenario is adhered to, meaning that if we get a situation where we lose a player early or we go a goal down, we've got the opportunity to make those impacts. So we needed players ready, we needed players prepared, and we needed players who could make the impact in those situations.
Hey, Joe, you just mentioned balance. I'm just interested in, just from your point of view, like the makeup of the squad. What is it about this squad that will take you all the way through the tournament? And you talked about some of those scenarios there. Does that mean that you're looking at like sort of a more heavy rotation than what maybe we've seen in the past?
A tournament of this nature, and we've seen many tournaments. The Men's World Cup, as well, it brings up a lot of surprises. So we need to, it's not a situation of a league plan and rotate accordingly. It's very, very important that we're prepared for turnarounds. I mean, we've got a bit of travel also. We go from Perth to Gold Coast, and all of a sudden has its difficulties and challenges. But the biggest thing for me was to make sure that we cover all scenarios. So if we change system, if we need to change structure, we could do that quickly. And look, we've done a lot of work, even in the background with staff, in terms of being prepared, in terms of a lot of scenarios. So the squad, we believe is strategic, is prepared for all those scenarios that tournament football can bring.
Joe, two players from our local league here, the A-League Women's, Holly Mack and Michelle Heyman. What qualities did they bring to this squad, and why were they selected?
Oh, look, Michelle scores goals. So, you're going to have minimal opportunities in these games, and she's one that, has the impact and has the opportunity to finish the action, which is really, really important. And look, I think we've all seen Holly Mack sort of how important she's been in the A-League, but also the impact she's made coming to the national teams. So, she's one that can play in probably all three areas in the top third. So to have that ability to put her on as a central striker or a wide player or one coming from deeper is really, really important. And that just sort of goes into the idea of the balance of the squad and looking at all scenarios to make sure that we're sorted.
Were there any other players from our local league that were unlucky to miss out?
You're amazing, because I forgot to mention that. And you've done well to ask that question. The biggest, I suppose, project or scenario that we've done, and the assistant coaches can confirm this, that we've done a lot of work in the A-League over the last 6 months, scouting, looking, finding scenarios, and there were probably, I'd say, 4 players that were very, very close to making this squad that were probably not identified in the build-up, but have done well in the A-League. I believe that the future is in a good space with this, because there's a lot of talent. We just now need to expose it to international competition.
Sorry to hog the mic. If anyone has what is your message to kind of the, let's say, more casual fans who fell in love with the Matildas in 2023, who maybe aren't following the game day by day, but probably will dip back in? What's your message sort of about this squad and how this team might be potentially different?
Well, we love our events here, so I assume a lot of will come out, because it is a tournament that on the world scale. But my remit and the way I approach the game is always to play a brand of football that excites, a brand of football that's going to be proactive. And one of the things that's important to me, and I think important to the brand, is that we play a brand that's is going to put in a good showcase. So come out and watch it, and you'll be entertained.
Hi, Joe. How excited are you for the captain, Sam Kerr? How excited is she? She was injured during the World Cup here, but still scored a magical goal. Is she back to her absolute best, and do you expect her to be doing flips around the country, scoring goals?
I'll leave that to Sam, and I hope she does a lot of backflips. That means she'll be scoring goals. But she's, there's something that just in Sam's voice and just speaking to her on Zoom calls and so on, that just excites me about the fact that she's really, really excited to come here. She's really, really excited to put that jersey on and really excited to I think, give the public a real, what's the word, a real showcase of how we're going to play. There's a buzz in the air when you speak to her, and it's really exciting. So she's really happy to be coming back and performing on this amazing stage.
A lot of talk about Sam and Mary and the stars that everyone knows, but also there's a group of players that are playing their first Asian Cup, but they're all coming through in really good form, playing a lot of minutes. Can you tell us about that group and their runway to selection? And
I'm listening.
And do you feel like you've got the depth?
I am listening.
That is almost improved on recent times with this cohort coming in that are making their debut ready to go.
It's like the way I want to play football. I don't want to give the ball away. So it's coming to me. That's the most exciting part of this group, that we were able to apply some talents that playing at a good level overseas that will really, really bring the that we're trying to bring forward into what we're trying to play. So for me, I think if you look at the squad, to have the amount of players making their first appearance in tournaments, but also now stabilising a future for us going forward, I think is really, really important. They're top talents. They're playing at good clubs. They're coming in with great form. Winnie Heatley, playing at just to mention one of the 7 or 8 playing at the highest level. That's really exciting, and that's what can give us that stability going forward, to give them the opportunity to be tournament into bigger tournaments.
And they're coming in with that form. Would you say that they're not just coming in as squad depth, but these are players that are potentially challenging for your first 11 as well?
Yeah, just to go back to the question before, there will be a little bit of rotation that we're going to have to do. Just the nature of the games. So no one's coming in as squad depth. Everyone's coming in for a reason and will be called upon. There will be situations where players will get minimal minutes, but we know that they're going to be important even for training stimulus.
There's one player that wasn't in that group of 8, but hadn't been picked since, I think, July, Alex Chidiac, but obviously had a big run of form as well. Can you tell us what impressed you about her that forced her way into the squad?
Yeah, Alex came in June in my first camp, and then there was a bit of an injury cloud and didn't get the minutes that we felt. She didn't come back early enough. But we know Alex's talent. We know her talent, and she's a player that's at Cornwall. She's probably performing at some of the best levels that I've seen her in many, many years. She's on a good sort of on a good trajectory to come into this squad and really give us something important. She's talented. And, the way we want to play, she suits our style.
You like to move the ball through the midfield a lot. Is very much the key engine of your philosophy. You only select 6 designated midfielders in the squad compared to 9 forwards and 8 defenders. Is the concern there might be a little bit of fitness, or are you maybe someone like Mary Fowler maybe expecting her to be able to drop back into midfield to sort of boost those numbers?
Has the squad been put in defenders, midfielders, and attackers? Oh,
yes.
Okay. That's a modern football. We've got a Winnie Heatley that can. I've got a Amy Sayed. I've got an Alana Kennedy that obviously plays back in midfield. I would never pick a team that stabilises itself in the structure. As I said, I know everyone likes a nice 4-3-3 or 4-2-4. They like those beautiful lines and everything. You should know me by now. My football's all over the place and it's fluid, and we adapt to the situation. But that's what excites me about the squad. We have adaptability. We have players that can, play in multiple positions, and I'll let you choose whether the 6 thin midfielders is enough or not.
And then the second question I've got is, you look at this squad, it's probably one of the best squads that you could have selected on paper. Obviously, the games are played on grass. Again, on paper, it seems like your collision course with Japan in the semi-finals. How confident are you that this side can beat Japan, given that 12 months ago under your predecessor, it was a 4-0 quite comprehensive loss to the Blues Cup?
Look, there's a lot of confidence in the team, and there's a lot of belief. And I think putting the football aside, I think it's a matter of building into the tournament, making sure we're prepared for a scenario where Japan is at the time if we quarterfinals or so. Each scenario is has to be given its merit. You can't sort of say that you don't know where we'll be at that point. I think the biggest thing in tournament football is not taking anything for granted. Match one is going to be so difficult, and if it all goes well, then sometimes you sort of take a little foot off the pedal for match two. You think, okay, well, match two, we've got match, and then you don't get the result, and you're scrambling in game three. So yeah, again, each situation and each team has for a position of humility and position of understanding in understanding what's in front of us.
Yeah, just talking about Japan and other teams. I'm just interested in your take, I guess, on how your preparation has been compared to some of the other teams that are in the tournament. Like, talk of China's had this very long camp altogether, but Ante Malik said that their players who aren't playing, they don't have as many playing at that top level as what the Matildas do. Are you comfortable with the preparation in comparison to some of those other teams?
No, we knew the preparation when I got appointed in preparation. We had to make most of it from that perspective. It's one of those. Do you bring the team in camp 40 days before, 20 days before, which we weren't able to do anyway because all our players are playing overseas and they probably get sick of it 3 days listening to my voice. Or do you prefer them? Do you prefer them playing at the top level on a regular basis, coming in, prepared on a match? We're getting a lot of players that I believe are in a good space, in a good period, even in their. And I think that our preparation has been the best that it can be. We've done a lot, even in the backroom sort of staff. The staff have been fantastic in terms of even the medical updates, sports science updates, where I think we're over prepared. Would you say, from a tactical perspective, to look at all scenarios? So we've done what I think is we've covered all the bases in the preparation that we've had. So it's one of those. Bring them into camp early, or prefer playing at the top level.
I mentioned Mary before, just how she spoke and want a little bit more time. What's just her mindset been through this whole ordeal, and how do you think she'll come back?
Her mindset's been really mature, really focused on where she's at in her career, but more importantly, how she now wants to stay her career. And she's been brilliant. She's done everything, in a professional manner, in a mature manner. And even just to take a little bit, even to say to the staff and to the city staff and to us to say, look, I just want a little bit more time. I just want to get it right. I think shows maturity. So she's coming in really excited. She was really happy when I called her to announce that she was in the squad. I'm really excited to be working with her.
Pressure.
What are they calling me now? NPJ, no pressure Joe, something like that. Is that what they call me now? This is what we do it for. We do it for the pressure. We do it for these events. I just got thinking about it. I remember when the job was offered to me. I said, "Well, I get to do the first time in Australia in a major tournament with this amazing national team, in my home country." So it's exciting. I'm just going to enjoy every moment.
Joe, the first game against the Philippines, what are you expecting from them? And are you looking to kind of set a tone for the Matildas for the tournament?
Yeah, absolutely. Setting a tone, but set the tone in the way we set it in terms of our football, in terms of sending the right messages, in terms of that we want to dominate games and we want to be in charge of our destiny, and that's really important. We've looked at the Philippines. a tricky side, a tricky team. They have quality. They'll be well organised, and as I said, when you have a lot of the ball, when you dominate a lot of games in terms of with the ball, it's those one or two moments that you lose the ball in transition, and all of a sudden something happens. So we need to be super prepared from a football perspective. It's going to be a big occasion, the opening game and the home tournament. So we do want to set the time.
That opening game, Joe, is just 11 days away. What does that period look like now? You've got the squad set, the players are set to arrive in Australia over the coming days. What does preparation look like that game on the horizon?
Yeah, look, we're all going into Perth this afternoon as a staff, so we'll do a couple of days of just tidying up a few scenarios. But now it's just about making sure that they finish all their games on the weekend, players. So that's the biggest thing, and and getting them ready and making sure they're fresh for the first session during the week. But for us, it's just making sure that the health and well-being of the players is paramount. We're all ready. So yeah, I mean, our preparation, as I said, started a long time ago. Now it's about bringing it all together and making sure that we're healthy. And obviously the jet lag scenario is going to be one, so we need to get players over jet lag as quick as we can.
Hi, Joe. There's multiple Australian coaches in this tournament, yourself, but obviously with some other teams as well, both head coaches, assistant coaches. What does that say about the quality of Australian coaches and the system that they've all sort of come?
We have a work ethic in football that I think has no comparison overseas in what I've experienced. We have challenges as coaches who are developing as coaches or going through the system. We have good things, we have bad things, but in the end, we develop probably some of the most resilient, knowledgeable coaches in the world. And say that, and I can probably use a little bit of experience from overseas. They work hard, they're curious, they want to learn. And I think that shows, and that's why we have a lot of good people around the world. And as you said, not just coaches, good operators in terms of admin, in terms of other areas, the sports science, the medical areas, and that's because of our work ethic and our curiosity to be better and want to be better. And I hope that we acknowledge that, and I hope that we give the credit that they deserve. I know the journey. I know it's difficult, and there's nothing to compare. Our resilience and our work.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Super. Thank you, guys.